Hello guys. Before I get started on this review of Vampire's Kiss, I did a flub. I did not share all the information I had like I usually do in the last episode. And which is the Rotten Tomato stuff about Mandy. Quickly, Mandy had 90% on Rotten Tomatoes with about 250 critics and 67% by audiences, about 2,500-ish audience people. And the critics' consensus on there was Mandy's gonzo violence is fueled by a gripping performance by Nicolas Cage and anchored with palpable emotion conveyed between its volcanic outbursts. Yeah, and that's kind of, I can't believe I missed it. I think that's the first time ever I missed that much of a section. Crazy. But today we are going to be talking about the movie Vampire's Kiss. Now, I saw this one before I saw Mandy, but I rewatched it after Mandy with the same people I watched Mandy with because they never saw it. And this movie has the reputation of being the most cagiest movie in existence. And definitely has a cult following, this movie. So this movie came out in 1988. And it's weird though because this is the cagiest movie ever, and this came out like really early in his career. That's what people forget, is that all the cageisms, you don't really see those. Like, this is like in like anything before 88, it's like Racing Arizona or stuff. You don't really I don't He was still kind of finding his own way. He wasn't quite at the cage yet. This was like his cagiest movies, like his earliest cage movie, which is crazy to think about. But the movie came out in 88. It's rated R, of course. It's an hour 43 long. It has 6.0 out of 10 on IMDb with about 17,000 ish user votes. It has 31% on Metacritic with about 63 critics. It's directed by Robert Berman, who was in who also directed the movie Apology. How much unknown about the other stuff. Stars, of course, Nicolas Cage. We all know about him. And also stars Maria Alonso, who is also in sorry, sometimes things get a little slow here. She was also in the Running Man movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger. I didn't know that. That is interesting. Um, Movie on Rotten Tomatoes has 61% by critics with 23 critics and 53% by audience people out 5,000 as user audience. The critics' consensus: he's a vampire. He's a vampire. He's a vampire. Just that. I love that. That's funny. Nothing else. On the Just Watch app, the movie is streaming on DirecTV. It's available to rent and buy on Apple TV, Microsoft Store, and Vudu. That's it. Not much, unfortunately. And the movie was released on DVD in 2002. So this movie, what can I get? Like this movie has so much meme-driven shit in it. Like like one of the earliest memes, like the "you don't say" meme with Nicolas Cage with his eyes and shit. That's from this movie. Like, so much of meme culture is a source from this movie. It's crazy. And I think what makes this movie so good is the fact that, because here's the thing, it's not just Nicolas Cage being insane. Like the whole, and I'm being serious, the whole shell of the movie around Cage is actually solid. It's not a bad movie. It's actually an interesting movie. Pretty much what this movie is about. I think some of the mixed messages, because a lot of people thought when this film came out was actually going to have vampirism, but that's not really the point of the film. The point of the film is that Nicolas Cage thinks he's a vampire. The movie plays around with the idea of how real that is and how fake that is, even though, in my opinion, it leans more towards it's just in his head. But some people may say that it actually is a thing. Like, the movie does a good job of playing around that. I think the biggest thing, I think most of that mixedness kind of affect the overall thing, because I think what makes this film stand out is Nicolas Cage. Now, you could argue that if the film was played, a lot of people wonder how much Cage actually affected this movie and how much of it was actually in a script. And in my opinion, it doesn't really matter because at the end of the day, the story is already kind of batshit as is. Even if you got an actor play it straight, I feel like it would still come across as insane. I mean, Cage was just, and this is, and literally, I read trivia. Literally, the director told Cage, literally do whatever you want with this. You are free to do whatever you want, and we're just gonna record everything and use what's there. And and yeah, he just did. And to be honest, it's he is fully in this movie. Like he is fully invested, and that's the thing too, because everyone thinks all the funny stuff's like Cage and Cage alone, but it really isn't. Like the writing in this film is actually puts its own humor spin on it. Like the movie was meant to be like this. Because that's the thing people make the mistake on this movie is that people think Cage made the movie like it is, but the movie was going for it already. Cage just fed off it and just made it and just times it by infinity and beyond. So, because even other characters would have a funny moment there and there or something batshit happens and it doesn't relate to Cage. I mean, to a degree. I mean, there's only so much. I mean, Cage is in pretty much all the scenes in the movie to a degree, so it's kind of hard not to have something batshit happening. Cage is not there, but you know what I mean. It's not just Cage and the world's just straight laced. Like this whole world that Cage is in is kind of. You can tell not everything's fully sane. Um, I think I think the biggest thing to keep in mind with this movie when you're watching it is don't expect this isn't a traditional vampire movie. It's not even a traditional horror movie. It is a character study film. That's the best way to describe this one. This is a character study film about this guy who just goes insane and thinks he's a vampire. Now, there's different theories on what happens. Mine is, and I think it was somewhat confirmed maybe that pretty much it's a film about it. Pretty much the main thing is relationships, him dealing with how to handle relationships, like, and that's a big driving force behind everything that happens. And I kind of agree with that, but you could have your own opinions on that. But yeah, this is a great movie, the cagiest Cage movie, at least I've seen. I could be wrong. There could be a Cage movie I haven't seen yet that could be even cagier. But I'll have to see. I'll be removing more. I'm thinking I'm probably gonna do a Nicolas Cage like career overlook video at some point. So probably talk more about that stuff there. but but yeah, guys. Thanks for watching. In case you want to chat with anyone at the Campy Company, you don't want to use the YouTube comment section, we do have a couple options. The first one is we have a Discord channel. You can find a link to that in the About page / About section of our channel. We also have a community tab on our channel as well. You can see all the Campy Company updates and chat with us there as well. We also have a Patreon page in the works. The main goal of that page is to raise money for the channel, to give the channel a bit bigger budget to do some more ambitious things, but also to start making merchandise for the channel, which will gear toward aspects of the channel that you guys enjoy. So any support we get for that is much appreciated. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching. Please subscribe and like the videos, and have a good day.